Hey guys, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thanks you, Ellen.
If you guys could introduce yourselves so everybody can know who you are.
Well, I'm Eric.
I'm Phil. I'm Dallas.
I'm John, and we're Cranford Hollow.
Nice. Where are you guys from originally?
We are from Hilton Head Island. We're based out of Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. Eric's from Michigan. Philip Sermons is from right here in Milledgeville, Georgia. Dallas is from Hilton Head, and I was born and raised in Wisconsin.
Wow, so how did you guys come together? That's kind of all over the place.
Well, I had just gotten back from college at Auburn, and Phil was there working as a chef, and Dallas was still in high school at this point.
Yeah,
maybe
middle school.
I don't know. Maybe middle school. But so John was doing a lot of musical stuff around the island, and I was dabbling here and there in various duos and stuff like that. And John and I got together and started doing a once a week acoustic show at a local restaurant. And after a few times doing that, we were like, man, this could be really cool if we turned it into a band. So we found a guy, a veteran drummer who was living on the island, who had been in various bands, in the previous years. And his name was Randy Roccolata. He was our first drummer. And we found Phil here, and we started playing shows together and started traveling, and that was pretty much it.
Very cool. So what would you classify your sound as if you had to label it something?
The ultimate question.
It's so weird, we change styles. Like, everybody writes and everybody contributes to the song. Obviously, people come in and like have a designated idea, but I think it's really American music, I would say, and not like the American America, yeah. But it is. It's like this Appalachian fiddle thing that Eric has going on, and Phil's like way big into sort of the jam band thing, and Dallas likes like heavy rock, and I like everything from like folk to blues to jazz to all this different stuff, and it's an American rock band with a fiddle lead instrumentalist instead of a electric guitar.
It's cool. I really like that description. I've never heard that before, but I like it.
We used to call it low country stomp, and we used to call it southern. It's not really southern rock. It's just it is what it is, and I think each song has its own voice in the plethora of sounds and styles that we do. Okay.
So what do each of you play in the show? Because you guys have an acoustic set for us, but does your live show differ from that typically, or?
Yeah, I mean usually I have electric and acoustic guitars. Dallas is our drummer. Phil's playing the bass. Eric will play fiddle, and he does play guitar and do quite a bit of singing too. So it's and we've we have some new stuff coming up on a new record where we're playing piano and synthesizers and pretty far out there stuff. So it hopefully it'll expand at some point.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
You guys aren't really restricting yourselves to a certain, genre or idea. You said you have a new record or album coming out?
Yeah, we've been working. We did 6 tracks out at Studio in the Clouds in Telluride, Colorado over the first part of the year and right after New Year's. And then we've done 2 week-long sessions down in St. Augustine, Florida. And then we're sort of, for the first time ever, bringing a lot of material back to Hilton Head. Over the years, we've acquired gear and some knowledge making these records, and we're gonna finish the record ourselves, which is kind of the overall goal would to be able to put out a record by ourselves instead of having to pay lots of money for other people to record it.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So you have some CDs.
Yep.
So nicely given us for the station, so you guys can tune in and hear Cranford Hollow on here. Your first one, you said, was Crescent Beach Sessions. So do each of these have a different sound, or?
I think so. I think that first one and our most recent one, Spanish Moss and Smoke, are very similar because they were done at the same studio at the same very simplistic band in a room. Okay. Come down and play the songs but the second one was a 9-month-long process that we actually did with our friend Greg Critchley in Hilton Head. And that was a combination of a ton of styles and musical influences, and got a lot of our buddies to come down, and Phil started really writing a lot for that record, and Eric had written stuff for that record, and we all wrote together, and versus I think the first one was just kind of I had some songs, and then we learned some songs together and went down and recorded it. And then that genre or that style is where we start to like experiment with a lot of different sounds and different approaches. So
That's cool. It definitely can show in like the different kinds of music you guys have produced. It shows that you have different influences, but it creates such a cool sound that all of us enjoy.
thank you.
Thanks.
So you said you were recently on tour, so I have to ask, what has been one of your favorite shows that you've done so far, whether recently or less recently?
Dallas's first big show, we opened up for Philip Phillips in Savannah for like 40,000 people. That was pretty wild.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet.
We sold out Fly Me to the Moon in Telluride, Colorado on New Year's Eve. That was pretty epic. But you know, our favorite spot to play in the whole wide world is this little. It's like the last southern sea barrier island in South Carolina. It's called the Fusky Island.
Okay.
And there's like no bridge, and like we go over there on Sundays and just sort of jam acoustically on this like deck under this huge live oak. And it's really, really relaxing. Like that's probably our favorite gig, even though we've had some very, you know, we're really lucky to have some really cool opportunities and some crazy shows. And the guys were nice enough too. I got to go home. I got to play at my hometown in October, and that was a big deal. That was like really nice to have 200 people that you grew up with, you know, that I haven't seen in years. And we like coming to Milledgeville.
Milledgeville likes having you.
Yeah.
This isn't your first time here playing, by far, is it?
No.
When you're from here.
Yeah.
So.
Was our first show was like at Amici's like almost 3 or 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then now we've kind of moved across the street over to Buffington's. We really like it there. Those guys are awesome. They take really good care of us. So we like Milledgeville a lot. It's a good spot to be.
It's a pretty good place. Is there anything else that you want to tell me or tell all of our listeners about your music or anything about yourselves?
It's cool what you guys are doing here, you know. Just to have, we don't have anything really like this in Hilton Head. At least like we have Savannah college radio, but it's neat that you guys are taking bands in and like exposing some local original music. That's nice of y'all.
Thanks.
Yeah.
We like the local musician scene here, and we're trying to help grow it and just, I don't know, get it on the station so everybody can hear them.
Awesome.
So, thanks. Well, thank you guys so much for coming in. This has been Couch Concerts with WGUR 95.3.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Cool.